like they don't fit in to that story.
Yeah.
How do we bring them aboard? I think that we can do that if we make them feel comfortable and letting them know that their voices can be heard and they don't have to be a part of this organization, because we all have the same goal in mind, and that's to build and to be strong and to function as a nation. That's fine. If someone feels like we need an organization to get something accomplished, accomplish whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish with that organization. But let's not say that if you're not a part of the organization, there's nothing that you can contribute. And I think that some people give up on those who decide that they don't want to use that formula to give back to the community or to build a nation. And I think we lose out. We lose out on some good people. It goes back to my point that every little bit helps. Anyone can help just by themselves. They don't have to be a part of an organization. We need to think along the lines of everyone is a leader. And you give back in your own way. If you're thinking along the lines of this person is in their own space, giving back the way they feel that they can give back. If we look at it like that, I think that we can get more people thinking along the lines of being inspired to help in their way, the way that they feel comfortable in giving back. So it's not just one way to give back. I feel like you have to learn all these, these words and these lessons in order to free your mind or to let go of a way of life that's holding you back. But it's not the only way. Once again, what about those who just want to give back in their own way? Let people feel comfortable with that. This is the thing too. I think that people think that we're not a community, we're not working together if we're not all in a group in the same room with the same ideals. That doesn't mean that we're not working together.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, individually we can work together.
Yeah.
And if we have the same goal in mind, that's working together. We're building a community because we all have the same goal in mind.
Yeah. So
when we look at it like that, I think we can make a little bit more progress.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In the society that we're in, people are judged by how well that they do. How much education have you had? Which college have you gone to? They have a list of things to judge you, to say, okay, yes, you've met a standard. Now you have all this guideline that you've set up before you can even talk with me, before you can build with me, before you even can have a thought that I have something to contribute to the struggle. Yeah. So I think if we stop approaching each other in that manner, we can get a lot more done.
Sure.
Because that shouldn't hold us back. That shouldn't hold us back.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have the education that you may have. Right. How do we define, intelligence? People define intelligence with how many books you've read, how many things you recite. Some people, when they get information and they feel like they know something that someone else doesn't know, I think they lose their way. Because once they have this information, once they come into this understanding, and most people feel like it's their duty or it's their responsibility to share this information, I think they lose their way at a point. Because I think that what they do is they, rather than using the information to uplift our people in a way that will truly bring them into an understanding in a way that they feel comfortable, I think they're using this information, and maybe not intentionally, to have people follow them. I think it has something to do with the way we were brought here. They put us mentally at a point where they said that we were nothing. Right, so once you feel like, okay, you have this knowledge, and then you have people who want the knowledge that you have, you have the superiority complex. You have this and you want people, you want these followers, and then you lose your way. So now you're teaching the people, but the goal is a little different. I think we have to just take a step back and analyze our condition, and let us not just do things blindly. I think we're in a system where they have all of these traditions. We need to analyze some of the things that we do, and not just do it because it's something that's normal or something that's just done all the time amongst a lot of people. Analyze the tradition and see if it's beneficial to you.
That's true.
You know? I mean, and understand how the tradition started. I think that's the thing. I think some people just decide to celebrate something just because it's being celebrated by everyone, and not really stepping back to say, what's the meaning of this? Where did it start? For what purpose? And so I think when you do that, it takes a whole new meaning. It takes on a whole new form. But you know, people don't want to do that. You know, that requires that saying, you know, I gotta research.
I see that we've come to a point where we just have to admit that people are not gonna read books a lot. You know. And
I think that's what people are thinking when they think of, you know, I have to sit here and study and read this huge book. But that's not the only way that we can communicate. That's not the only way that you can get information. I'm not saying that you shouldn't read. You know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't research, but we're trying to reach everyone. That's what we're doing. Because you can't just say go read for somebody who don't want to read. So what does that leave them out of the picture? They make it such a big thing that someone has to do in order to give back. You know, like we said, you know, you have to be a part of this organization. You have to spend these many hours for whatever reason. You know, you have to do this amount of work in order to show that you've given back. And it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't make someone feel like they have to give back in this way in order for it to count. You know, because like we said, everyone has something to give back in their own way. Doesn't matter how small it is. The smallest thing that someone can contribute is great. Once again, I think that once, you know, some people get this information, they come into the knowledge of who they are, their mindset changes. You know, it's like they're focused so much on, okay, now I have all this knowledge. I'm a different person. They lose their way, right? They lose their way. I think they believe that they have to focus on getting this information to the person so that person can change to contribute. I don't think that that's necessary. Once you have the information, you're able to look at a person to find out how can they contribute. That's the thing. Once you get the information, you have the power to figure out how this person can contribute. They don't have to gain the knowledge the way that I've gained it. Let me figure out a way, and how can I tap into that person's ability to give back to the struggle. And I want to help manifest that in the person. How they want to manifest it, not in the way I feel they should. If I meet someone, I'm automatically wondering, like, what new can I learn from this person? It doesn't matter what position that person is in. That person is on the same level as me. We're on the same level. We're dealing on the same level. I don't feel like I know something more than someone else. We lose our way because we approach people as if I know something you don't know. And can't build that way. Can't. It's beautiful that we all have a belief system and that we all have something that inspires us to do the things that we do, to give back in the ways that we give back. But I think that we have to not let that get in the way of us coming together. I think sometimes once we get to that point where we feel like we have our belief system and someone else has their belief system, we can't come together and build with each other. We should be able to put our belief systems aside. So I'm not saying that we don't need people to share this knowledge. We need people to gather this information to help those who don't have it. Let us not let the information make us lose our way.
Yeah.
Let us not let the information continue to separate us. Because it's another level of separation. We're already separated, and then you separate yourself even more by separating yourself from those who won't accept the information the way that you accept it. Let's keep in mind that our goal, the goal that we have, is to build together and to find a way to build together. And let's not decide that if they don't want to do it the way that I've come into this knowledge, that there's no hope for this person, or I can't help this person.
Disposition of Selassie, I guide you.